At the time of this conversation, we are amidst the 2024 Women's History Month, and what a way to celebrate with this new album that highlights women in classical music. It's called Show Me the Way, with baritone Will Liverman and pianist Jonathan King and other guest performers. Will is here with us now to share the project details. So, without further ado, Will, welcome on to Classical Conversations and thanks for chatting with us.
How you doing? Happy to be here.
Wonderful. So, yesterday I got in the mail. Here it is, the album. Let's see
Oh,
what the cover
nice.
looks like. Yep, so I got it right here in front of me.
Oh,
Uh,
man.
and when I open it up, we got 2 full discs in this set. There's a lot we could talk about here,
Oh,
right?
man. Yeah, I didn't realize, like, how much music we recorded until Jim, our producer, was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to make a 2 disc set for this project." But yeah, we were really ambitious with the commissions and what we wanted to do with the project, and yeah.
Yeah, that's good though. So we'll just dip our toes in a little bit. Maybe you could start by telling us about your initial vision for the project and how you got it off the ground.
Yeah, it was actually during the height of the pandemic, with my collaborator and closest friend, Jonathan King, who is the pianist for this album. And, um, we wanted to, I was thinking about like what programs we wanted to build. Um, and I can't remember how we got on it, but, we started thinking about female composers, specifically American female composers for their contributions in art song and wanting to highlight some of our favorite composers and also bringing in highlighting composers of now, and showcasing their works because there's so many important composers that are writing really really significant things, and we wanted to showcase something that was just really special for us, and also to highlight just a different sort of variety of style within this album. There's a lot to take in, and it's really exciting to be able to commission people and work together to build a big project like this. And but yeah, got we started this conversation in 2020, just sitting on the couch wondering what was going to become of the world, and we're like, well, we might as well just start thinking about our next project and what we want to do with it, and that's how it all started. Yeah.
So maybe you could also give us an overview of some of the contents, and certainly you don't have to walk through every single piece, but maybe there are a
Yeah.
few that you'd like to highlight for us.
Yeah. Oh gosh, there's quite a lot. Um, and I guess I want to say too, that my mom was a major influence. The more that we started to build this program and what it was, she was my entryway into my love of music in general. And she's a gospel singer and also a writer. She's definitely the first composer that I ever knew, because she would always growing up, she would always tape record herself singing her own original songs, which I found so fascinating how she could come up with that. And also was, the songstress in our gospel choir at church. So she got me started off in piano and in singing. And so um, featuring her was a cornerstone of this project and why she's uh, on it. And it's such a one of the most significant things I've done was, to record with her and to have that opportunity to collab with her on the final track. Um, Renee Fleming, I think, is another highlight for me in terms of just who Renee is and how she's influenced my life as an artist. When I was in the young artist program at the Ryan Center, she was there to mentor us and she's always just been a big advocate for young singers and helping us, and guiding us in our careers. And so it was sort of a Hail Mary pitch to her when we, wanted to feature her. We had no idea what the response was going to be, but for her to agree to do this project, and she suggested the Sarah Kirkland Snyder, who's I love her writing so much, and that's kind of how that duet happened. The Margaret Bonds, the Florence Price, those are composers I've always long admired and continue to champion their works as well. Two big commissions that sort of kicked the project off were the Sable Jubilee, by Jasmine Barnes, and a friend of mine, Tisa Corting, who's a performer and also librettist, did the words. That was all. That was a very important and piece for us. I really wanted to highlight a cycle that talked about just expressions of Black joy and what that means. Um, and they just hit it out of the park with what they came up with, and the three movements are so different, and how they all intertwine together is such a special sing. And the other, Libby Larson's Machine Head, we actually performed both of those sets like in 2021 after we commissioned this for the album, so we got a chance to perform those two song cycles live a few times, so to have them out there in the world, and have that visibility for other people to have access to it is really special. Kamala Sankaram, Renee Orth, are two other composers that we commissioned for some songs. I really admire their works as well, and they're making a lot of um, uh, headway in the opera world, and with what they're doing. And I'm just so honored to have all these great minds and brilliant artists on this project. The Yeah, it's I can't believe it's been a 4-year journey, but to see it out there and available to people is it's a special thing.
I mean, to see this variety and this collaboration with so many different people, it really is special. And having your own mom recording with you on the album too, was that emotional for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, because we both, I mean, she kind of took the reins in arranging the piece. I kind of was just on the piano, like following her along. So in a way, it felt like kind of going back to our roots at home. When she busts out in the song, like, "All right, Will, hop on the keyboard and follow me for this," and that just reminded me of what my upbringing in music in general, and to be able to do that on this scale and actually recording something that will have forever. And that's our first collaboration together, as doing this on a project. So that made it even more special. But it was definitely a highlight for me. I mean, the whole project was a highlight, but to be able to feature my mom in this way was a very poignant thing.
Something you can add to your library of her cassette tapes that you used to listen to, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's I love recording with John. I got a big shout out to him. We really spent a lot of time collabing on this project and working through the program together. And we've been working together since we met in college, and I think he started playing for my junior recital. Was when we started working together. So it's been close to 20 years almost or something. And we love to just starting out, we always made like a pact to do recitals wherever we had the free time. So back when like events were a thing, we'd like just pick a venue in some random city and secure the venue, pick a program, and then just invite people who we knew in the area, like periodically, like every year. Which is what I love. Like it's all just led from this our love of music and wanting to create and wanting to, you know, find the next program and continuing just our search for the next song because of our curiosity and love of art song. And so bringing all these things together for this project and having all these collaborators and, meaningful works put together in this way is a very special thing to do with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of next projects, I know, this is probably going to be on the schedule for a while, just
Mhm.
um, getting this out there to all of our listeners. But in the future, do you have any beginnings of ideas for other albums and projects, things that we might look for from you?
Yeah, on during the pandemic, I actually started to write more of my own music. Um, and I co-wrote an opera with DJ King Rico. It's called The Factotum, and it's loosely based off the Barber of Seville. And we premiered it in Chicago, and out of that, just really sparked more of this interest of wanting to write and compose art song. And so I did like a little EP of art songs, like 6 songs, with poetry by Paul Dunbar and Alice Dunbar or Alice Moore. And so I'm working on like a second set of those songs, like a fuller composition project as my next thing, which is, it's been an unexpected turn for me. I've always, because of my gospel background, I've always loved to create, but I never really explored it in a way just because maybe I thought I was too scared that I needed permission or a degree to do it. But I found it to be really fulfilling for me and something that I just want to put out just because I have something to say and I want to share that. And I think it's really been fun to explore more writing. So the next project will feature more art songs that I've will be working on, based off of more poems by Paul Dunbar and Alice Moore. Yeah.
That's such an exciting endeavor, it really is, and as is the current album that we're speaking on today, Show Me the Way. I love the bookends too that you have. The very first one is You Showed Me the Way with, Ella
Mhm.
Fitzgerald, and then the last one that you sang, with your mom, If I Can Help Somebody. I kinda got a sense of, like, paying it forward almost. Someone help
Yeah.
me, we wanna help somebody else. Is
Yeah,
that what you had in
yeah.
mind?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you think about the state of the world and everything that's going on. More and more, I want, when I can, the art to really speak in that way and to leave a positive message behind of how we can help one another, to make the world a better place. As cliche as that sounds, there's a lot of truth to that. And yeah, we wanted to leave people on that note, like kind of bringing them in and going on this experience, of all these different styles. And we've got a lot of duets and things, and we end and taking them out with, if I could help somebody. And yeah, I'm really, yeah, just I'm beside myself with how everything turned out. And it's great to hear people tune in and listen and be engaged with the work as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I would think listeners would just so appreciate that very heartfelt authenticity. I feel like you
Mhm.
um, exude that sort of feeling. So we're
Oh,
looking forward to sharing Show Me the Way with
thanks so much.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah. From WGTE, congratulations on the release and thanks for your time.
thank you.